Hello, Anastasia.
Hi, Ioana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ioana. I am an external hypnosis operator and student of the Grifasi Academy, and my colleague Anastasia is a support telepath for and student, of the Grifasi Academy too. Today, we are together to do the investigative cycle number 297, the protocol number 1. Anastasia does not know today's subject in order to not contaminate the information. And as you know, the investigative cycles are done in two parts. We have the fixed part with fixed questions that we cannot modify or deepen, and we have the free exploration part in which we will go deeper in the answers that Anastasia will give in the fixed part. We will explore freely. If you want a personal session with me, you have all my contact details in the description box below. And if you want to sponsor us, to sponsor the work that we're doing in these investigative sessions, you can send an email to investigations@kalogerogrifasi.com, and you will also be able to participate in these sessions with us and ask your questions about the subjects that we're doing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I'm ready. Anastasia, you're ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. On the count of 3, connect to the vibration of the universal source and describe what you perceive or visualize. 1, 2, 3.
I instantly had a feeling of expansion, just like energetical expansion. I could feel my body becoming bigger, more expanded again. And it shows to me that it's a characteristic of this vibration. It's like shape shifting. It's a continuous movement, but with an accent on expansion. It's like continuously growing and continuously ascending. Something like a sponge going from its dry form to a wet form. It like expands constantly.
Mm-hmm. Can you perceive a symbol, a sound, a color, or a shape that represents the universal source?
The shape that came to me is like the shape of a cartoon star, like like with 4 edges, curved edges, and at the top is a circle, something like that. It's like a circle, but also an extended line that goes through the circle, something like that. And the sound, I could hear something so high pitched that you can't really hear it for real. It like becomes more of a neutral noise, something of that sort.
Do you perceive color, a symbol? Do you perceive something else? Anything else?
The color that comes to me is red, but more of a transparent red. It's like the red is the base color, and then in that color there is like a bunch of little fractions of colors. Some of them to me look even transparent. I can see the form, but I can't see the color. So really there's just even colors that I can't really recognize.
Okay, very well. What is the nature of the universal source as you perceive it right now?
What comes to me is neutral. Really, how do I say it? Not dual. Again, that aspect of constant change and really not being static. It has this weird, like, something that we don't really experience as humans, but it's a deep state of neutrality. And the phrase that I see is just, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Is the universal source susceptible to influence or immutable?
Susceptible to influence. In a grand scheme, I can see it being like an individual body. Yes, like individual picture. It can be influenced in a way um, by individuals who interact with it, because it changes um, it changes with the individual itself somehow. It interacts with all creatures, people, whatever it is, energies. And according to those energies, it also changes itself. So it's shape shifting constantly.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really have kind of an a set energy charge of its own. Like, for example, an object has a frequency.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it having like a set frequency. It's constantly changing, and it depends also on all of its um, those who co-live with it. If it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very interesting. Does the source have an origin? Tell me everything you perceive about it.
I can see nothingness. Like the picture started with nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see a spark of light, but from a very close-up shot. And it's like this like light, like a charge of energy, a spontaneous charge of energy. I see it being composed of multiple particles. Mm, kind of what I'm getting is each particle evolved to something. The universe being one particle, so I'm perceiving multiple of those, not just one.
Multiple universes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you perceive anything else about the origins of the source?
I perceive it as being a natural, like, process, not
Mm-hmm.
something artificial.
Okay. Does the universal source manifest a recognizable intentionally or purpose? What do you perceive?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Does the universal source manifest a recognizable intentionality or purpose?
If it has a purpose or
Yeah.
intentionality.
Mhm.
So all that I'm getting is really vast. It's
Yeah.
like its aspect is really vast. Intention is vast, frequency vast. And this question is what I can see is just a vastness of just experience. It's like, try to explain it. It's like, for example, if we would think that flowers don't really know they're flowers,
Yes.
they just exist,
Mhm.
kind of something like that, but in a really vast form. It's like a mass of creation of life that exists, that is organic and is not lab grown, so it can be imprisoned or shifted in ways that somebody wants. It eventually acts as it pleases, in a way, if we see it as an alive form of life.
Mhm. Okay. Universal source and subliminal parts. Is there a relationship between the two? What do you perceive?
Yes, what I saw instantly is the ocean and the drops of water. It's
Okay.
all part of the same thing.
Do the subliminal parts of those who are incarnated derive from the universal source? What do you pick up?
No,
No?
no. What I perceive is nobody really derives from anything. What changes is the perspective, the experience, and the form in which the subliminal part manifests itself. But there is never really a detachment. It's like it all coexists at the same time.
Okay.
And that can be said for all forms of life, not only subliminal parts.
Mhm. Are the subliminal parts of those who are incarnated connected to the source? What do you perceive?
Again, what comes to me is this image with water. Like, if you would take water from an ocean and put it in a glass, it's an individual form or presentation of water.
But it's
It
still
doesn't,
water.
it's still water. It doesn't have to stay connected to a source to be water. It just exists. I feel like this concept of connection, it's showing to me that it's really, how to say it, overthought or um, over, the word doesn't come to
Yeah. For those who are incarnated, is the experience of separation a real or an apparent condition regarding the universal source?
If it's a, can you repeat it,
Yes.
please?
So for those who are incarnated, is the experience of separation a real or an apparent condition regarding the universal source?
Apparent. That's what comes to me.
Can you provide more details?
Apparent because what I'm perceiving is it has to do with the conditions of this physical reality also. It has to do with the mental body. Um, so it's really just a thing of more forgetting than disconnecting. That makes sense.
Yes. Very interesting first part. We finished the fixed part. And from what I understand, with the example of the ocean and the drops of water, can incarnated humans be the universal source?
Yes.
How can an incarnated person who has forgotten everything because they're on Earth, how can a person know for sure? How can a person connect to the source that is himself? What what do you perceive? What's the process?
What comes to me is the word authenticity. And by that I mean, I see a person who is meditating. And by meditating, I don't mean the usual pose and silence and the stereotypical meditation. I see a person just really taking a moment in their busy day, closing their eyes, and really seeing if they are aligned with their actions. Like what they feel is aligning with what they do. And here the authenticity comes because if you live by, for example, a set of rules that are set by somebody else, and you don't question those rules, you don't really ask yourself questions or anything like that, you deprive yourself of authenticity. You follow an artificial path already made for you. So then you can be connected with yourself because you don't really know what being yourself is. And you could become more authentic by expressing your wants, expressing your needs through actions, through words, through telling somebody your true opinion on something, educating yourself, asking yourself questions, not being afraid to speak up or make a comment, things of that sort, really just like simple things that we do day to day that really become big in time for our connection with ourselves. So by doing those actions in favor of you, you really start to live this authentic version of yourself, and you start to connect with what's within you, with what feels right to you. Maybe somebody feels right doing something, but you don't. So then doing that thing, regardless of what everybody is doing, is a form of connection and empowering yourself and building this recognition, is this connection with yourself.
So, do you perceive that authenticity is the thing that links us to the source?
Everybody links us. It's not a thing of link. It's more a thing of how to recognize it within you, this connection to the source.
Okay.
Because you are part of the source. You are the source. There is no need to um, have something to connect, like an USB card or
Yes.
something. So this is a way to connect with yourself. So yeah.
To I said it wrong maybe. So not to connect with the source, but authenticity is the thing to access the source in you.
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
the steps. Yeah. It's not the only thing though.
Okay. Okay. Very, very interesting and abstract. Um, you we saw in the fixed part about the origin of the source, and you perceived nothingness and a spark of light, and each particle, the spark of light composed of multiple particles, right? And each particle evolved. You mentioned that it's a natural process, but first, each particle evolved. How many particles do you perceive?
And the first thing that came to me is like 55.
55.
No, 55 and multiple zeros after.
Oh, okay.
What I can see now is 55,000.
55,000 particles of light that all evolved. They evolved into what?
It's like what I can see is this shape of the light, kind of on a more close-up angle.
Yes.
And this the particles and their process of growth. But what I see is not an uniform process of growth. So some grow bigger and some remain smaller,
Why?
something like that.
What's the condition for this?
Hmm. I'm perceiving something like temperature, the word temperature. But at the same time, it's like, even though it's nothingness, there is still some sort of atmosphere that's surrounding this light.
Yeah.
And it kind of has patches of not irregularities, but the best way to compare it to is like a weather map. In some places it's hotter, in some places it's colder. The same thing with this atmosphere. In some places it's like denser almost, and in some places it's more of a relaxed kind of thing, less dense.
Are all these no, what do these light particles represent? The 55,000.
In which way? What do they represent?
In general, what's the first thing that comes to you? When I ask you what are they? Okay, they're sparks of light, but what is their purpose? What's their meaning?
The first thing that came is waves of energy.
Mm-hmm.
With each one is differently charged, like batteries.
Mm-hmm. Um, do these batteries represent a different source or no?
What came to me is yes, they do.
Okay, so there are multiple sources.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, this is very interesting because you perceive temperature and density.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same for each one. Do you perceive subliminal parts being, I will say, from or connected to, just for the because it's an easy expression.
Mm-hmm.
But do you perceive subliminal parts from different sources?
Yeah, I do.
What's the difference between a subliminal part from a source, a colder source and a denser source, and the subliminal part from a hotter source, for example?
They're not really that different,
Mhm.
but what I can perceive from a cold one, for example, is its density is different. The subliminal part. It's like it's less flexible in a way.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's the main difference, but they're really similar.
Mhm. Now, Anastasia, going back in time before the spark of light, so the nothingness, right? Right at the moment when the spark of light appears, do you perceive as it being only one?
No,
So you perceive that it was always multiple particle of lights.
yes, when you said that, I saw like it was like fireworks almost.
Okay, okay. Um, do you perceive that these multiple particles, these multiple sources of different temperature, different density, do they have do they have um how is it called features?
Like significant features.
Yes. My exact question would be, can they think? Are these sources um, capable of having an intelligence, if you know what I mean?
All of them.
Yeah, observe all of them and tell me what comes to you firstly.
It's mm, it's not really an intelligence. It's more like, well, I could call it an intelligence, but it's more of a state of knowing it all. Like in a moment where everything is connecting with everything, there is nothing to not know. If it
Yes,
makes sense.
it does.
It's
Every
like all the information is there.
is accessible and there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you mentioned this is a natural process, the sparks of light, the creation, basically, the
Mm-hmm.
creation of sources. Um, how many times do you perceive that this process has happened until now?
Or it came to me.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. When is the last time this happened, the spark?
500 million years ago.
Okay. Um, can a source die?
It doesn't really die. It shifts.
How?
It's like energies changing and transforming themselves
Mhm.
in to a certain point where they either change their form or literally just disperse and become a part of what else is around them.
And what else is around them?
It's either our other sources
Mhm.
or nothingness again.
Okay. You mentioned that in the grand scheme, the source can be influenced by individuals. Now that we perceive that there are multiple sources, my question is the subliminal parts on Earth right now, are they connected? Are they only one source or multiple sources? Do you understand the question?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Um, what I perceive is all the sources, honestly.
Can one person access multiple sources, different ones,
If they wish so, yes.
at the
But
same time or one at a
mm,
time?
mm, what comes to me, it's not impossible to access multiple. Mm, but it's not really something you would do because the thing is, what I see is you having to change kind of your forms and your
Physical forms?
yes, like the way you are, by multiple by these different kind of characteristics of each source.
Okay. the way I am physically or emotionally, the way I think?
All of it globally, like all of you globally, not only physically.
Okay, so each source has definite characteristics for a subliminal part that is part of that source, if I understand well.
Yes, but not like set rules. They're more
Yeah,
of um,
characteristics, features.
yeah, features. Yeah.
Okay, you let's focus on one source, not all of them. Okay, I understood there's a lot, and that is very interesting information. But just choose one. Which one is the one you chose?
Our one.
Do we have the same source? Okay. How do you perceive it? Shape, sound, color.
I perceive it as very warm. I'm really warm. Sound is really like the image that comes to me is sand. It's like a sound of the sand, really quiet in a way. Um, but I think you could imagine the sound, something like that, very
Yeah.
subtle, but it's there. Um, as in color, mm, it's really a multitude of colors. What comes to me is everybody would see it in different colors. Um, what I perceive is like an orange, something very near to that warmth that I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Now, you mentioned in the fixed part that the source can be influenced by individuals and that it changes with the individuals that are part of it.
Hmm.
How? Based on what? How does this happen?
Through collective energies. And to give an example of the water again,
Mhm.
is by taking a glass of water out of the ocean, mix in some sugar in it, and put it back, and keep repeating that process.
Okay.
Eventually, its essence will change. The same
Okay.
with this, but with energies.
Does that mean that I have to take care of the source?
No, no, it's not really a thing of some version is bad or some version is good. It's just what I see is just it is how it is. It's constantly changing. Its aspects are constantly changing. Um, the
Ba-
energies,
Based on how we as humans, as subliminal parts, are changing and evolving.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How, what do you perceive about, um, there's a lot of cultures, a lot of beliefs on Earth,
Mhm.
and pe people who say, I'm sending you light from the source in order for you to heal, for example. Do you perceive that a person can send something from the source in order for somebody else to heal or to help somebody else?
What I can perceive is a person can set intentions
Mhm.
but set intentions for themselves first.
What kind of intentions?
The things that I said about intentions are like more general. They can in general set intentions for themselves. What they can do for others is not like a medicine that you give to someone. They can I don't know, change their own frequencies. Yeah, raise their frequencies, for example.
Yeah.
If they interact with someone else, the frequencies of that person may be affected by the high frequencies of this person who set the intention to change their frequencies. But what they can do is send those frequencies to the person. Somebody can't generate something for somebody else.
Why? Because for example, let's say my father is unwell and I want to help him. And I feel good, I feel well, I feel connected. I want for him to feel this too. So I want to send him bubbles of light from the source. I want to send him high frequencies so that he can be well. Why isn't it working?
Because you are source, but he is also source. And as long as somebody doesn't have that intention within themselves, they can really well produce it themselves. They don't really need somebody else to send it.
Okay. So from what I understand is that anyone can access the frequencies by themselves, but they cannot receive this from the exterior, from somebody else.
No. Yeah. I mean, yes, what you said.
Okay. Okay. Now, you perceive that we are not derivated, that the subliminal parts, I say we, but the subliminal parts are not derivated from the source, that nobody derives from anything, that there is no detachment. How is this happening? How can I be, I say I, okay? How can I be a worm sand, a worm thing with a sand sound and orange, but I'm also Ioana and I'm on Earth and I have human challenges in my life?
I remember that light that I saw at the beginning that kind of dissected into more sources.
Yes.
The same thing happens within the source. It's like multiple parts of the source within itself experiencing itself.
Okay. So the source creates particles. Okay.
But it's particles of itself. It's
Yes.
like all circulating in the same medium.
What is the source made of? do you perceive that it has like a structure? I don't know. Is it made of wood? Is it made of metal? Is it made of air? How do you perceive it?
What I perceive is kind of like a very thin form of water, to describe it visually.
Okay.
Like something like that. But also it is similar to um uh, how are they called? How are they sound waves? But there's also like some type of waves. Um,
Like water waves?
no. Like electromagnetic waves, something like that.
Okay.
Don't really have the word, but something like that.
So electricity?
Mm, in a form, in a way. Mm, yeah, I don't. Maybe I'll do some research after and
Okay. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Okay. Um, Now, um, after a physical body dies, can a subliminal part go back to the source it came from? It is part of?
but it's already there. The source is not like a point.
Okay.
I don't know if I said that. It's not like a point from which everything comes out of.
Okay. You
It's a
didn't say.
okay. I saw it visually. I
Say it
didn't.
now.
Okay. It's like a whole mass. Does that make sense? It's like a space, a space made out of these specific energies,
Mhm.
of this specific substance that I saw, the sound, the everything. It's like an almost infinite space.
If I say ether, the fifth element,
Mm,
and the source, do you perceive a link between
yeah.
them?
Hmm.
What is the link?
What I perceive, it's like the same thing. The especially when you asked about the material, that
Mhm.
thin sort of water, but also like kind of a wave of energies that you can't really see with the physical eye, for example. It is the same thing. It's all and everywhere.
Okay. So when a physical body dies and a subliminal part exits the physical body, you said it's already in the source because the source is everywhere,
Yeah.
as it's the ether that holds everything together, basically.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Now that you clarified that the source is not the point, all my questions don't make sense anymore. So uh, I will change my question. So the entities, right? The other species of the
Mhm.
universe are also in the source, part of the source.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Their frequency influence the source as much as our frequencies, or how is this happening?
They do. It's like mm, again, there is no better good. It just exists. Mm, it's like remember the initial light that I saw, the particles had different characteristics.
Yes, exactly.
The particles within the source are as well different.
Hmm.
Some are more dense, some are more less dense. Mm, They're just different, but they're still part of the same thing.
Okay. Okay. Now let's try. Let's not try. Let's do something. Um, we will go back in time, back in a lot of time, at the origin of the first source, the first spark.
Yes.
Where is it? How is this first spark happening? From what?
The thing that I'm perceiving is a friction between two invisible, um, invisible like waves. Something similar to when you try to make a fire with a stone,
Yes.
but the stones in this case are invisible. It's like no, it's like differently charged air. That's the best explanation I could give to what I'm
Okay.
seeing.
Um, if the source, as we said before, is the ether, and the ether, the fifth element, is everything that holds everything together.
Mhm.
Before that, before the first source, in what environment is this happening?
Now, what I'm perceiving is ether was always there, but what this spark caused is kind of like visually I can describe it as those little balls like Orbeez or something. I don't know how they're called that you put in water and they expand.
Yes.
It's like the ether itself through that um through that created by energies expanded within itself. Mm,
Okay. Yeah.
that's how I'm perceiving it.
Okay. Are there any planets at this moment?
No.
Is there any life?
No, but also yes. No life as we know life,
Yeah.
but the ether is alive at the same time.
Okay. Um, is there light? Do you perceive any light?
No.
What do you mean by the ether is alive?
It just is. I feel it alive. I don't feel void. What I can describe it as is I don't know, light. Not like light, physical
Yeah,
light. Light as in
not heavy.
easy, not heavy.
Okay. Okay.
It's just a feeling, honestly.
Okay. Very, very nice. Okay, now come back to the present, Anastasia. Back in the present moment. Are the subliminal parts of the animals connected to the source?
Yes.
Is there something that is not connected to the source?
Everything that is artificial.
Ooh. For example?
For example, artificial intelligence.
Okay. What is it connected to if the source is everything?
Mm, it's not connected in a way that subliminal parts are. It's not
Okay.
a part of the source. It lives within it. If it makes sense, it
Yeah.
has been created after.
Okay. Okay. We will stop here because there will be surely more protocols on this subject, and I cannot get into more about this. But very, very interesting. Okay. Anastasia, is there anything else that you perceive about the universal source?
No,
Okay.
not for today.
Not for today. Okay. Very good. Now I will count from one to three, and at three, you will be totally present here. Welcome back.
Oh, this is kind of like the image I saw. Well,
You say that all the time.
mm,
Did you
yeah.
see this image before you entered this session?
Oh, like physically?
Yeah.
No.
It was a tricky question. It was a trap. I set a trap for you. Okay. How do you feel?
I feel so good. I feel like so light.
Nice subject.
Yeah, really refreshing.
Refreshing subject. Yes. And huge, huge subject. And I hope and I know we will have more protocols on it. We cannot go a lot into new things like the artificial intelligence came up. It's not the subject, so that's it. It's like that.
It would have been 3 hours.
It would have been 3 hours. That's illegal. I'm joking. Okay, thank you so much, Anastasia.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day. Have a great week. See you. Bye.
Buenos días.
Dzień dobry.
Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo de Disclosure en español y polaco.
Bardzo Was serdecznie witamy na tym nowym wideo, które będzie w języku hiszpańskim i polskim na kanale Disclosures.
Vamos a producir mucho más vídeos en futuro como estos vídeos informativos.
W przyszłości stworzymy dużo więcej takich wideo, które będą Was informowały o różnych rzeczach.
Porque estamos notando que cuanto más se va divulgando este trabajo, estas hipnosis por internet, también cuanto más mala información se está difundiendo.
A to dlatego, że zauważyliśmy, że im więcej wstawiamy sesji z naszymi hipnozami, tym więcej jakby informacji sprzecznych zaczyna się rozprzestrzeniać.
Y entonces hoy vamos a hablar de las sesiones investigativas.
Więc dzisiaj będziemy mówić o sesjach badawczych.
Porque estoy viendo que hay personas que a lo mejor se dedican a una sesión con una persona, se van a algún lugar, preguntan algo y lo poco de información que pueden extraer de una sesión se lo creen como si fuera oro, completamente puro oro.
Bo zauważyłem, że są takie sesje i takie osoby, które robią jedną sesję z jedną osobą na dany temat i kiedy wychodzi tam jakaś informacja, to jest ona odbierana jakby to było rzeczywiście coś niesamowicie wiarygodnego, jakby to było czyste złoto.
Yo os digo que la sesión así dicha investigativa no existe.
Ja chciałbym Wam powiedzieć, że sesja badawcza tak naprawdę nie istnieje.
Entonces podríais como preguntar, entonces cuando haces una sesión a un cliente y preguntas cosas, ¿por qué preguntas?
Więc mógłbyś mi zadać pytanie, więc skoro robisz jakąś sesję z jakąś osobą i zadajesz jej pytania, to właściwie po co je w ogóle zadajesz?
Sí, sabemos que la información en hipnosis está muy, pero de verdad muy contaminada.
My bardzo dobrze wiemy, że informacja, która wychodzi podczas hipnozy jest niezwykle, ale to niezwykle zanieczyszczona.
Y esa información, así como sale de la hipnosis, no podemos tomarla como conocimiento, como investigación.
Więc takiej informacji, która wychodzi podczas sesji hipnozy, nie bierzemy nigdy jako takiej informacji, która jest rzeczywiście bardzo prawdziwa, zgodna z prawdą i oczywista.
En el caso de sesiones a clientes, la información que sacamos nos sirve por otro objetivo. El objetivo es llegar a la causa de su problema y trabajar.
Te informacje, które uzyskujemy podczas sesji dla klientów, służą nam zupełnie do czegoś innego. Celem jest to, żeby znaleźć przyczynę i pracować nad nią.
Pero ¿qué significa que la información está contaminada? ¿Cuánto está contaminada y por qué?
Ale co to właściwie oznacza informacja zanieczyszczona? Kiedy jest zanieczyszczona i dlaczego jest zanieczyszczona?
Hay que saber que cuando nosotros pedimos una información y nos llega a través de una persona en hipnosis, esta información sale de una fuente, para así decirlo, y atraviesa muchas dimensiones, muchas densidades.
Kiedy prosimy o jakąś informację podczas sesji, to ta informacja, powiedzmy to w ten sposób, pochodzi z jakiegoś źródła, ale w międzyczasie przechodzi przez wiele gęstości i wiele wymiarów.
Y también pasa por conciencias, por inteligencias. Esa información viene atrapada en el éter por varios seres.
Ale ta informacja przechodzi też przez wiele umysłów, wiele świadomości, istnieje w eterze i może być przechwycona również przez wiele bytów.
Estos seres, estas inteligencias, pueden voluntariamente o involuntariamente distorsionarla.
I te byty, te istoty lub świadomości mogą ją zniekształcić świadomie lub nieświadomie.
Y además, la persona que está en hipnosis tiene sus creencias, su mentalidad, sus perspectivas, sus opiniones. Esta estructura mental contamina también esta información.
A co więcej, osoba, która jest w stanie hipnozy, ma swoje własne przekonania, swoje własne wartości i wierzenia, swoją własną mentalność i przez tą właśnie strukturę całą mentalną również może dojść do jeszcze kolejnego zanieczyszczenia.
Y además, si nosotros queremos investigar, por ejemplo, una persona o un ser que no tiene ninguna conexión con el ambiente hipnótico donde estamos trabajando, esta persona puede no autorizar la salida de informaciones de sí mismo.
A co więcej, jeśli połączymy się z jakąś istotą, która absolutnie nie należy do tego środowiska hipnotycznego, w którym pracujemy, taka istota może nie zgodzić się na przekazanie informacji.
Si hay interacción, si hay interferencias entre un ser y otro, es posible que circule información por las conexiones, por los pactos.
Jeśli jest jakaś interferencja między dwoma istotami, to wtedy dzięki tym paktom, albo przez te pakty, przez to połączenie, które istnieje, rzeczywiście wychodzą informacje.
Pero si en aquella sesión en concreto ese ser o esa persona se va a cuestionar y no hay ninguna conexión, es muy improbable que llegue una información autorizada.
Ale jeśli zdarzy się tak, że łączymy się z istotą, która nie ma z tym nic wspólnego, to jest bardzo mało prawdopodobne, że dostaniemy jakąś informację.
Entonces, imaginemos que queremos investigar sobre un personaje famoso de la historia.
No, na przykład wyobraźmy sobie, że chcielibyśmy otrzymać informację o jakiejś osobie niezwykle znanej, historycznej.
Si no tenemos de alguna manera alguna conexión con los elementos del ambiente hipnótico y esta persona, aunque no esté conectada, no autoriza esta información, pues no llega.
Więc jeśli wyobrazimy sobie, że ta osoba nie jest w żaden sposób połączona z tym środowiskiem hipnotycznym, w którym pracujemy, może się tak zdarzyć, że absolutnie nie zezwoli na żadne przekazywanie informacji na swój temat.
Y cuando pasa esto, hay siempre o casi siempre alguna entidad que se aprovecha de la situación.
I kiedy to się dzieje, zazwyczaj pojawia się jakiś byt, który wykorzystuje tę sytuację.
Se puede presentar con la supuesta identidad de la persona o del ser que estamos buscando, o puede de todas formas modificar o inventar una información por su cuenta, por su personal ventaja.
Może zrobić dwie rzeczy. Albo przyjąć, zidentyfikować się z osobą, o której chcemy zrobić tę sesję, przyjąć jej tożsamość, albo zmienić informacje, które chcielibyśmy otrzymać, tak aby to działało na jej korzyść.
Nosotros en sesión a clientes podemos trabajar porque el cliente nos autoriza a trabajar en él en su sesión.
Podczas sesji dla klientów możemy pracować nad takimi informacjami, bo otrzymujemy zgodę na informacje właśnie dzięki temu klientowi.
Y podemos trabajar con sus seres queridos, por ejemplo, o con los seres que interfieren con ella, propio porque hay estas conexiones.
I możemy pracować na przykład z istotami, które kocha ta dana osoba, lub z bytami, które w nią ingerują, właśnie przez to połączenie, które tam istnieje.
Entonces, hay una gran diferencia entre la sesión a un cliente para solucionar sus problemas y hacer sesiones para investigar.
Dlatego istnieje taka duża różnica między sesjami, które robimy dla klientów, aby rozwiązać ich problemy, i między sesjami takimi poszukiwawczymi, badawczymi.
Por eso digo que no existe una sesión investigativa.
I dlatego właśnie Wam mówię, że nie istnieje coś takiego jak sesja badawcza.
Lo que existe es un protocolo de sesiones de investigación.
To, co istnieje, to pewien protokół sesji badawczych.
Hay que seguir un protocolo y hay que seguir, ejecutar una serie de sesiones y con personas diferentes.
Więc trzeba zawsze śledzić ten sam protokół, a jednocześnie wykonać wiele sesji z różnymi osobami.
El protocolo tiene que ser único, unívoco, porque hay que preguntar en un tema las mismas preguntas para ir en la misma dirección.
Ten protokół powinien być zawsze taki sam, ponieważ należy zadawać takie same pytania, tak aby iść zawsze w tym samym kierunku.
Cuanto más está restringido este espacio de investigación, cuanto más podemos tener más probabilidad de tener buena información.
Im bardziej zawężamy obszar naszych poszukiwań, tym bardziej prawdopodobne będzie, że otrzymamy dobre informacje.
Sí, podemos también aumentar este espacio, pero tenemos que aumentar proporcionalmente el número de sesiones por hacer.
Możemy oczywiście rozszerzyć ten obszar, ale wtedy będziemy zmuszeni również rozszerzyć ilość tych sesji.
Luego, cuando tenemos una grande serie de sesiones, pero estamos hablando de centenas o hasta de millares de sesiones,
I wtedy mówimy o olbrzymiej liczbie sesji, od setki po tysiące.
tenemos que recoger toda aquella información que es común a todas o a casi todas estas sesiones hechas.
I wtedy musimy pozbierać te informacje, które są wspólne dla wszystkich bądź prawie wszystkich tych sesji.
Esta información común vais a ver que es un porcentaje muy pequeño con respecto a la totalidad de la información.
I zobaczycie, że ta informacja wspólna będzie naprawdę niewielkim odsetkiem tych informacji, które się tam pojawią.
Son pepitas de oro.
To są takie malutkie ziarenka.
Es como si nosotros vamos a un río, vamos a coger este filtro, vamos a coger muchísima arena para recoger solo muy pocas pepitillas de oro.
I można to przyrównać do poszukiwania złota, kiedy filtruje się dno rzeki, zbiera się mnóstwo piasku, a na koniec pojawiają się maleńkie ziarenka złota.
Esa sí que es información de oro.
I to jest właśnie ta informacja złota.
Si hoy podemos decir que hay seres que interfieren bastante con el ser humano y que tienen formas de animales reptiles o de animales a forma de insectos, etc., es porque todo esto sale desde que se empezaron las sesiones de hipnosis y hay muchísimas, millares y millares con esta información común.
I jeśli dzisiaj możemy powiedzieć, że są ingerencje, które przybierają formy albo reptilii, albo jakichś insektów, to dlatego, że takie informacje wychodzą od początku naszych sesji hipnotycznych i są wspólne i jest ich tysiące.
Pero si yo digo que en la ciudad de Nueva York, en el 1452, en aquel punto, había una casa que vivía un viejo que se llamaba Tom, pues solo en aquella sesión ha salido, y cuanto más contaminada puede ser, no lo va a saber nadie.
Ale jeśli chciałabym powiedzieć, przekazać taką informację, że w Nowym Jorku w 1452 roku stał taki a taki dom, w którym mieszkał taki a taki starszy pan o imieniu Tom, to nie mam pojęcia, jak bardzo zanieczyszczona będzie ta informacja.
Así entonces se hace investigación. Es un trabajo muy largo, muy duro, y tiene que ser hecho con un protocolo riguroso y severo.
A więc właśnie w taki sposób należy robić sesje badawcze. Jest to proces bardzo długi, ciężki i który wymaga bardzo restrykcyjnego protokołu.
Entonces, por esto que nosotros ya vamos a empezar a hacer ciclos de investigación.
I właśnie dlatego zaczniemy teraz robić takie cykle badawcze.
La estructura del team, que cada vez va creciendo siempre más, y el número de clientes que cada día contactan con nosotros, nos permiten organizar estos ciclos de investigación.
I ponieważ struktura naszego zespołu cały czas się powiększa, a także liczba klientów, którzy kontaktują się z nami każdego dnia, te czynniki pozwalają nam na to, żebyśmy zrobili taki cykl badawczy.
Creo que ya he dicho todo, o casi todo. Cualquier pregunta podéis escribirla en los comentarios del vídeo o donde sea publicado el vídeo.
Myślę, że powiedziałem wszystko, bądź prawie wszystko, a jeśli macie jakieś pytania, to proszę zadajcie je pod tym wideo.
Gracias por vuestra atención.
Dziękujemy za Waszą uwagę.
Y gracias a ti, Milena.
Gracias a ti, Kalo. Dziękujemy.
Chao.
Ciao.